Well, then, everyone, welcome back to the third tier of Ultimate Racing 2D2 PC Racing here in Journeyman League. We have got 16 drivers on the grid, including Fede, who clearly does not know about the new qualifying system. Yes, it is indeed a 3-minute qualifying session with tyre wear and a 10% chance here of rain in the middle of a desert. Make that make sense? It does not. You cannot. Fun as Mystic has maybe a little disconnect there. We'll need to watch him throughout the start of the race. We've got 16 drivers, like I said, including a couple of returnees, including the man on your screen in the purple car of British Rapid Racing. The Italian of Fede is here back and ready to go racing in Journeyman League. He is a very, very competent driver on his day. So we'll wait and see what he can pull off here in qualifying on the first and second lap of his. He went off at the start, I believe. How much practice he had, not a clue. As Cola has a 78, 37.78. That is an incredible lap time to start off the qualifying session, including two others in the 37s as well, in Axis and Mika. Axis with a 37, that's a great time. Yeah, great. 3 already into the sub 38, which only one could do in Apprentice League. I believe it was Juan, I think. Fede going off there, so maybe not great for him. I saw someone. Well, hello TV. Oh, it's Mika. Not great. We'll maybe watch Axis, I guess. On a lap time here, 16 people on the grid. Strudel! Oh, Strudel, a .6. Cola with a .65, and then Toaster is the next car with a .9. That is the top 7, all into sub 38s. I completely missed that time from Strudel. What a time. What a lap time from the Czechoslovakian driver. Sporting the Williams colours for today. His teammate in P3, that is an almighty lineup ready to take on Journeyman League into the final 2 rounds. Everyone into the pits. They will get one more flying lap after this if they have a quick outlap. Mr. Crank, my goodness me. Not too sure what he's doing. Strudel out of the pits. Opts to do an outlap first, so I'm not too sure what's all going on there. Strudel a .6, Cola the next car with a .65, then 2.5 tenths back is Toaster with a .9. That is now the top 8 all into sub 38s. So half the grid into sub 38s, the other half still in the 38s, and some even in the 39s in Galeprads. And actually Fede, maybe I hyped him up a little bit too much, or maybe he's just not played this track before. We'll watch Strudel on his final lap of qualifying. He will get one more. He is a very solid driver, very, very competent racer as well. Into turn 1 we go, gets the counter steer very well, gets through with a touch of the gravel. Great start to his lap. Little counter steer, hits the apex out onto the little bit of the off-road and in before hitting that gravel. You can actually cut there without losing all too much time. However, it is not needed. Very, very clean through the first part of this lap. Gets the big long left-hander into the long right-hander. Very easy to just put a tyre in that sand there. But he's through very cleanly. Maybe not as fast as a .6. However, we'll wait and see what he can do. He hits the grass on the exit there. That will not be an improvement. But it will still be pole with a 37.6. I don't believe anyone else is going to improve. Fede up to P4 there from last. With a 37.9, that is the time that you expect from him. Mika to Mika up into P3 with a .67. Cola is going to be P2 with a .65, and then we'll wait and get the rest of the grid just in a moment. Well, as the sun sets here and in Bahrain, it's Strudel on pole, followed by Cola in P2. We're ready to go racing here in Bahrain. No more delay. We are on our way with a very, very long run into turn 1. Mika to Mika will get a big boost from P3, as we've seen as Jara is TPing, it actually looks like there. Someone is TPing, I'm not actually too sure who, but as for the top 8, everyone's going away very well. Strudel still leads. Mika to Mika trying to go round the outside of Cola for P2 to challenge at the front. Toaster is all the way up into P4. Election has DNF'd already. As it has made up a couple positions, Ricky into the grass, Jara and Axis splitting the field from Rafita, from Mystic, and then all of this pack here I'm not too sure what's maybe happened to Election there, if he's killed someone or just given up already. Fedi leads from Cola, from Strudel. We're going 3 wide. We're almost 4 wide into turn 1 as it sends it down the inside. Ricky's been taken with him. That was a terrible move from the Arkan driver. Strudel backs out of that one. Cola and Fedi 2 wide, 2 drivers that will not give up position very easily. Strudel pushes Cola quite into the sand there, but nothing Cola hasn't done in the past, with Fedi still leading the race here, probably on about 10 laps of practice. We're going 3 wides into the long right-hander. Cola backs out of that one into the final 2 corners. We're 2 wide into the final corner, where it's just hard enough to go 1 wide with yourself. Fedi has to settle for P3 for now. Cola going down the inside of Strudel into probably the prime overtaking part. Into turn 1 and turn 2, into the long run into turn 3 with the side slip. Strudel, oh, the counter steer goes wrong there, backs up the field, and it's a big concertino all the way down to Ricky Boy, letting Toaster, Rafita, maybe Axis and Mika, who sends it down the inside of Axis there. Into the pack. Axis with a mistake there. Up at the top again, Ricky has lost a position to Toaster, with Jorah now joining the top pack as well for the Rykars. He's had a brilliant start to the race here. Will he let Toaster go through without much of a fight? No, he won't. He'll defend the position for now. Toaster will want to get that position into turn 1. Jorah weaves there and then lets Toaster through with the slipstream. Toaster, very competent driver on himself. I'm sure he will be able to catch up to the top 3 soon enough. Cola has been given a gap, and you know when Cola gets a gap, he keeps it, and that is exactly what he's planning to do, as Strudel makes a huge mistake and gets into the sand. Fedi making a little mistake as well, and Toaster is right here. Rafita has had a wondrous start to the race. Oh no, there's TP1. We will need to watch for that. 3 TPs and yet gone. So we will wait and see with that. I do not count qualifying. I don't believe that's counted. There's a massive pack here. Mr. Crunk absolutely shoved into the sand, and Axis once again finds himself at the back. Gilprad was nowhere near that pack, Aussie, so I have not a clue what you're talking about. Trazer, Gilprad and Juan in a little pack here fighting out for the final spot in the top 10. Then we've got Azit, Mika in P8. He will not be too happy with that position. Rafita and Strudel going 2 wide. Then up at the top we've got Toaster and Ricky fighting it out. Ricky's up into P2. Where's Strudel? Where's Fedi? They've lost huge positions there, and I missed all of it. Wonderful. As Ricky makes a huge mistake, Toaster goes up into P2. He's now got his sights set on Cola. I know Toaster hasn't done all too much practice, but he'd done about 20 laps and was already right up there on the pace. He's already gapped Ricky, and look at this pack, almost 4 wide into turn 3. Fedi gets the edge on Jorah and Strudel. Rafita is now in this pack as well, so 1 TP, and it could be looking like a bowling alley here. Everyone off the track could be. Mystic and Axis having a fight there. Axis making a huge mistake and even getting passed by Crunk. Strudel down the inside of Jorah, who's had a mega start to this race. Rafita just pushing Jorah off a little bit there. Ricky in Fedi's slipstream, maybe looking to make the move into turn 1. He is looking to make the move into turn 1. He doesn't even need to wait until turn 1. He's got it done already. And then hits the gravel. Tries to brake check Fedi, and Fedi goes back up into P3. All this fighting, they're losing time to Toaster, who's losing mounds of time to Cola. Cola has, well, he's checked out of this one. It would look like everyone on the soft strategy. It looks like Rafita trying to make advantage of Ricky and Fedi going 2 wide. Still 2 wide into the long left-hander into the long right-hander. Everyone as was coming into this fight as Strudel and Rafita are fighting. They've lost the slip to the 2 going 2 wide into the final turn, just chopping and changing. Everyone will peel into the pits now except Drazer, Axis and, well, was Election. Oh, as it's staying out actually. I guess he's hoping for rain in a 100% dry race, so well, that's something. Fedi asking Ricky to slip and then loses 3 positions. Absolutely horror show for Fedi there as he drives straight into the gravel. Jorah down in P8. That will be provisionally P7. Gilprad, is he reporting a TP or something? He's down in P15. He's lost a heap of time. So I'm not all too sure. Crank P14, Mystic P13, and we've got a fight here for P12. Mika's down in P12. Jesus, oh my goodness me. Drazer getting a little bit too friendly with Mika's trailer there as Juan tries to go down the outside axis. That was a beautiful move there from the Spanish driver who's just absolutely dominated the AL race. As it into the pits, he's lost a heap of time as well. Should have just pit with everyone else. Then we've got Freddy and Rafita going 2 wide. Then we've got Strudel and Ricky who were going 2 wide. Then we've got Toaster, and then we've got Cola 3 seconds ahead. My goodness me. Yeah, seems like the story of the season. But Ricky Boy has a bit of a gap now in P3 Strudel. Then we've got a fight 2 and 2, Mika to Mika and Juan, and then Drazzer and Axis actually on the older tires. Both of these drivers. Juan and Drazzer are actually pitted onto the mediums, so that's interesting. We'll see what happens with that. Axis just a little bit too far behind now. Drazzer, Juan hits the gravel into turn 1. Mika to Mika in P4 and Jara P7 on his ones. Rafita and Fedi still fighting out here for P5. Let me actually just take a quick look at the standings, because Cola might be able to win it all here today. Let me have a quick look as Rafita and Fedi are still fighting. Rafita goes through on Fedi. Cola is not even leading the championship. What am I saying? Toaster is. And Mika is in P2 and Cola is in P3. So the championship is most certainly not won today. Jesus. Yeah. Get the camera off Rafita. I don't want him TPing. Okay. Well, this is the only fight currently on track. Oh, never mind. Strudel has caught Ricky, who has caught Toaster. Strudel tries to go around the outside, maybe defending for Williams. 2-3. We'll let Toaster get a bit of a gap. But look at this pack here. We've got a pack of 4 Rafita and Fedi have fought so much as Mika to Mika absolutely swipes through Drazzer. Not Drazzer, sorry, Shara. Tries to send the move down the inside of Fedi there. It looks like a little bit of a lag rocket. We know what Fedi thinks of lag rockets. He quite likes them, does the Italian driver, and they've let Rafita have a gap. Strudel and Ricky still fighting up for P2, but Mika to Mika swipes Shara off the track, tries to do the same with Fedi. Jesus Christ. Turning into quite the driver is Mika to Mika, and one to certainly get his elbows out from time to time as Rafita. That is the second huge TP there. One more and he's unfortunately going to have to DNF for the second time in a row. Very unfortunate. Yeah, that's the second one that at least I've caught, so one more and he is out of the race. Obviously I've got to follow the rules. It's 3 and he's out, so that's the rules, so we'll stick to the rules. As Fedi, you know the rules, Bevo. Mika to Mika trying to go down the inside of his teammate. Rafita lets him through. Fedi hits the gravel. Rafita's maybe going to try and defend from Fedi. Well, he still can. Mika to Mika with the inside gets the move done on both. Jara is catching. Fedi is trying to send a move down the inside. Rafita tries to hit him with the trailer. Rafita just in the slipstream of Mika, keeping that position very well, actually. Up at top, it looks like there's 2 Williams are in a world of their own from Ricky now, but 6 seconds off of Cola is absolutely insane. Fedi got a really good launch out of the second to last corner. We'll try and maybe set up and move into turn 1 on Rafita. Mika to Mika has actually given Fedi the slipstream there, which is not so smart. As, oh my goodness, Fedi absolutely swipes Rafita off the track. Through goes Jara, and I'd imagine everyone is going to pit this lap. Mika to Mika and Fedi going 2 wide now. That is a lag rocket in the making. Mika is off the track and absolutely clarts Juan off the track with him. I love Mika, but that was a terrible rejoin from the Ethiopian, just absolutely pointlessly trying to brake check Juan. Rafita, Jara and Fedi go in 3 as Rafita makes a huge mistake. It's now just Jara and Fedi. Jara was at the back of that pack. Fedi was leading it as the CPRs go 2 wide and all drivers into the pits. I'm not too sure why Juan was on the mediums if he's not even going to take them any longer. As it looks like Azit is going to try and overcut Ricky, Strudel, Toaster and Cola all pit onto a new set of softs, and Cola is 7 seconds ahead. Goodness me. Yeah, insane. But we will still watch this fight. Fedi and Jara. Fedi goes wide. Juan trying to catch up the 2 CPRs who have just been constantly taking little chunks out of each other as Fedi goes down the inside of Jara. This has been a proper battle between 2 very, very competent drivers in Fedi and Jara. It's Italy versus Poland once again. As, oh, that's a touchy subject, I suppose, as Jara hits the gravel and Fedi goes through. Juan has split the 2 CPRs as well, looking to maybe launch a move down the inside, and Mika into turn 1 backs out of that one very, very late and goes wide, but gives Mika a gap as Jara has lost Fedi and the 2 Williams still flying formation in P2 and P3. Cola has a 9-second gap. Oh my god, that is insane. That is absolutely insane. 16 laps, 9-second gap in. That is immense. He is coming back for that championship. He is doing a very, very good job. So it will go to Kota if it stands the way it is now, and it will be a fight between Toaster and Cola to end the season in Kota. Ricky Boy in a world of his own in P4, Freddy world of his own now in P5, and then we've got Mika Tsubuka and Jara, who could be in a bit of a fight. Mika Tsubuka up in P6, but I could see there maybe being a penalty or two. If the penalties Shures decide to actually wake up for once, because currently there's been no penalties, and there certainly should have been. That was an insane voice crack, oh my goodness me. Pole Flicks was Cola. No, sorry, it wasn't. It was Strudel with a .6 flat. So yeah, pretty good time from Strudel in quali, but he seems to just settle for P3 for now because he's been gapped by his teammate of Toaster. Cola up in the lead, almost a double digits gap, which is absolutely immense. At the back, not all too much going on here. I guess we've got a little fight here between Rafita and Juan. Hopefully Rafita gets to finish the race, because I would hate to ask him to DNF so late in the race again, as he takes Juan off the track with, oh never mind, they've kept him on, but this looks like it could be a lag rocket. Never mind, Juan smartly backs out of that one, and Rafita takes P8 for now with 4 laps to go. Juan looks like he's going to maybe try and send a move down the inside into turn 1. He's not backing out of this one, and oh my goodness, very small lag rocket there, but everyone gets through somewhat safely and somewhat well, as Mika Tamika is on the back of Freddy in the fight for P5 here. He's trying to look down the inside into the long left-hander, gets the move done very well there and very simply for the Ethiopian driver into the right-hander. Still has the move, defends the inside, sweeps back across to the outside, counter steers, gets the move done, and Freddy hits a little bit of sand, but Miko went wide there. Freddy keeping the slipstream into turn 1. Here we go. Both drivers through somewhat well. Mika Tamika hits the sand, brake checks Freddy once again. My goodness, call him, get him signed up to one time. I'm joking, but yeah, very good battle here between Freddy and Mika Tamika. Freddy has the slipstream once again into the left-hander, into the right-hander. Toaster has, oh my goodness, he's separated from Strudel, but he's still 10.5 seconds off of Cola as we start the final lap here. Mika Tamika still ahead of Freddy. Freddy is catching up at the top. Cola is already half the way through the lap from everyone else. Absolutely insane. Mika Tamika, can Freddy pose a threat whatsoever? Maybe not. We gotta look up at the top though, because Cola is fast approaching the line, and we will now look as he crosses the final corner. We are gonna go to Kota with this championship. 10.5 seconds is the gap, and Cola wins here in Bahrain. He's taken the championship all the way to Kota, and no one is getting to breathe a single sigh of relief just yet. Toaster is going to be P2 with an almighty race. His teammate makes it 2-3 for Williams. It's going to be Ricky Boy in P4. Sorry, that was Strudel, his teammate, I should say. Mika Tamika gets P5, Freddy P6, Jara. Then it's going to be Juan in P8. Managed to pit Rafita to the end. We finally got to finish a race. Woohoo! Rafita as at P10. Drazer is going to finish there in P11. Then it's going to be Mystic coming home in the ZepX for P12. Followed by Crunk in P13, Gilprad P14, Axis yet another unlucky race, just getting killed as per usual in P15, and then Election DNF in lap 1. I'm not too sure what happened there.